let's continue the conversation about protection. And I'm loving the commentary on the previous video that we did. One of the things that came from that back and forth from the comments, and I like to comment with everyone if I can actually see it in time, is for me, protection is born out of fealty. I'm obligated to protect you because you're mine, right? I'm covering you. I don't, and that's friends, that's family, that's lovers, that's people in my circle. I'm the king of this kingdom. So anything under that swears fealty to me and I protect you. That's it. That's how the feudal system works, right? This is a hyperbolic way of looking at it, but this is this is an exchange. When you are broken down at the side of the road, or you're trying to put your groceries into your car, you I'm I don't owe you any of that. It's not even protection. It's service. Right? You can kind of see the difference. Then when there's an expectation of it, it only makes that more tenuous. Why am I going out my way? Now I'm inviting some sort of chaos, disruption, right? You guys have said stories about a man going out his way to help his neighbor who was a single mom during a snowstorm, and he lost his life with a full family at home waiting for him, needing his protection. Men look at it that way. I've got something to lose. I've got people counting on me, but then you have this expectation that I'm going to now extend myself, put myself in harm's way just to help you because the chromosomes that you were born with, especially when you allow some of the conversations to happen around you that denigrate black men. And I know what we're going to say. It's not you, it's not me. I don't say that. Do you stop your friends from saying that? When you're out at brunch, when she says, this ain't, do you stop and say, hey, 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 I've got brothers. I've got a father. I've got friends. They're good people. Keep your criticism, and you may be entitled to that person and your relationship. And while you're at it, don't forget what you did wrong. But let's get into this video.
I'm going to say this, and probably a lot of black men might be offended by it. But if you're offended by it, maybe it's a truth that you need to just let sink in and come to the realization that maybe it's something you need to work on. But what I'm going to say right now is that our black women are not being protected by black men. Our black women, us black women, are hated by a lot of black men. We are not protected. We're not covered. We're not appreciated. We're not valued.
I can't value something that I don't know. I don't know you, then you have, outside of you just being a human, a person, right? And that has value in itself. But to me, no, we're just part of the 8 billion collective we have on this planet. I cannot, in good conscience, in good faith, extend protection to millions, billions of people just because, oh, that's a black woman. I No, there has to be some sort of relational thing here. And I don't know when we left that. There had to be a leap that said, I'm supposed to go out of my way. And I don't know the decisions you made that put you in whatever predicament position you are, but I have to go out on a leap and say, okay, just because you're a black woman, I need to go out and understand this. Then this is a comment. This is a question for the men, right? This is the men. Did your moms teach you to do that? I don't ever recall my mom telling me, forego the people that you've been entrusted to protect and help, and go help some other stranger. I get when everything of yours is shored up and tight and protected, you can now extend as you see fit, as you evaluate, as it makes sense to you, and say, okay, I can go out and extend myself here. I can go out and put a toe in here. I can figure out what's happening here. And but by protection, we're not meaning something like I give up my seat on the subway. I'm not talking about that. I often do that. Is you look tired? All right, yeah, take the seat. Right, I'm fine. I could use more stand hours anyway. Shout out to Apple. But we have to understand, when was this expectation born? Because it never makes sense to a man that you just go out of your way because you're a woman, that I'm supposed to protect you. And again, I don't mean small things of service, holding a door open, courtesy. I'm not talking about courtesy. But why is there an expectation for I'm driving down the highway, I changed your tire? Why? Right? That's a courtesy. That's something I have to go out my way to do. There's a courtesy. And I I understand when that courtesy existed because there was always that gratitude and appreciation. Another person wrote in comments, yeah, he when he was growing up in the 70s, 80s, that was commonplace. You saw a woman sitting on Saturn Road and needed help change a tire. You stopped and you helped. But as time marched inexplicably forward, that gratitude turned to burden, turned to expectation. No. Then now it's just like, yo, hope you got AAA. That's where it is now. He also mentioned something about how even when his father would stop to help people, he would make sure he was armed, just in case something else would happen. There was always that understanding that I'm going out my way, I'm extending myself to help you at personal risk. What people are seeing now, that extending that risk isn't worth what we're getting in return from black women who look at us as nothing but predators, constantly choosing the bear, like you guys said in the comments, constantly choosing the bear instead of saying, "Okay, black man, I can do something for you. I honor you. I respect you. I'm gracious for the things you've done for me." I'm not saying that black women don't do that. That has to be. That's usually see that in an interpersonal relationship, and even then, it's trying. It's difficult. That's a common thing with black men are saying, "Yo, I don't feel appreciated." So again, from all of this, why is there the expectation that we're supposed to just go out of way and help you because we share the same melanin?
In fact, we are walked past on the streets, but with other races, the sad part is they are elevated, they are praised, and they are just acknowledged, period.
Because they smile. They acknowledge when you do smile. When you say hi, they often will have no problem saying hi back. Not stopping and having a conversation. There's no meaning behind it. There's no demand. There's no demand that I buy your groceries because I said hi to you from a woman of another race. I've yet to see that. And if someone has seen that, please send it to me. I'll gladly add that into the next video. But most of the reactions are saying that from black women that, yo, we don't owe you any. Okay, understand that that's a thing that cuts both ways. If you don't owe me anything, I don't owe you anything. Now we're in this awful shitty race to see who's going to hit bottom first.
And this is an issue. As a black woman, I need you black men to not be afraid to talk to me because you're afraid that I'm a bitch or I'm going to say something that's going to offend you.
Women said it for you. They said not to approach unless I'm willing to pay for the conversation, unless I'm willing to somehow make this a transactional exchange. Men, there's I don't know where there's an understanding or this misunderstanding that men aren't paying attention. You think men are dumb and men operate in some sort of vacuum. We're paying attention. You say leave you alone, we leave you alone. Now it's where's the protection? Where's the provision? You said leave me alone. It's a shift, right? It's a population shift, and that happens over time. Things are going to get worse before they proceed to get better. If you see some of the conversations from the younger generation, what's going around right now is saying, wait, so I've got to get a job. I've got to make something myself just so I can pay your bills. That doesn't make any sense to them. In an increasingly difficult economic sort of a world, they're like, no, that doesn't make any type of sense. Any type of sense. They still have the same appetite for consumer goods. They still want to be rich. They still want to make it. They have all those appetites, but they also say, what's the point of doing this and spending on you just so making something myself just so I can pay your own bills? They don't like that. They don't like that equation at all.
When we really just as black women need to be loved on by black men. We need strong black men that are not intimidated by strong black women.
Again, this is hitting all the tropes. This is hitting all the tropes. We're not intimidated by you and your accolades. However, you want to define yourself as being strong. We don't like the attitude that you come with. You want me to love something like hug a prickly cactus. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And as much as women can come on here and talk about how it was so much better. My life improved when I stopped dating black men. Yo, go ahead. Go ahead. I will be the first one to champion your your choice. Hey, I want to date a white man. All right, cool. Asian man, cool. Spanish man. Yes, go ahead. Go where you're loved and tolerated and appreciated, not where you're tolerated. If we're so bad, please. The door is right there. Enjoy yourself. Same thing for men. If this is not working out, no need to bash on your way out. Just pack your bags quietly and see your way out. If life is better elsewhere, go. In an increasing global market, increasing global world, go. Hop on a plane. Go where you want. There's no reason to stay here and continue this bitter. I don't think so. Often we look at problems and we're looking for a solution. But as an adult, one of the things I learned, hard lesson is sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes there's no winner, there's no end, there's no fine solution. This isn't a 90s sitcom wrapped up in 22 minutes with commercials. There is sometimes just left with a bitter aftertaste and say there was no closure. I wish it worked out better, but it didn't. And this is where my life is. Some of you out there have got relationships just ended just like that. There's no going back. There's no bow on top. There's no, hey, I finally get to put a pin on that. No, men sometimes understand there's no such thing as closure. You just go. You just move on. That wound, it doesn't heal properly. It scabs over, but it's done, right? You try to box that off and not let there be a trigger, be a thing for the new, for whatever else is forward. This might be one of those things. If we can't find a solution, we can't understand that no one's entitled to my resources except the people I've agreed to protect, then I have no obligation for you, some stranger on the street. Best of luck with whatever you got going on. And for the rest of you guys, I'll see you in the next one.